fall in love.
Cause we ain't gonna tell nobody, yeah. We ain't gonna tell nobody, yeah. We ain't gonna tell nobody, yeah. We ain't gonna tell nobody, just between you and me.
What's up, good people? This is your boy Aaron Wiggins from Aaron Wiggins Productions, and I'm here to give you some pro tips for a cleaner sound in a home studio. So I'm gonna make this a countdown to 5 things that you need to make a cleaner sound or to have a cleaner sound in your home studio. The first thing you need is a really good microphone. I can't emphasize this enough. Your microphone makes or breaks your sound. You don't have to break the bank to have a clean sound. To have a good microphone, you don't have to break the bank. You don't have to buy a $15,000 microphone or a $5,000 microphone. You can buy a $400 mic and have a really clean sound. I love the blue baby bottle. This microphone is the most versatile microphone that I've really worked with. That is a microphone on a budget. I think that you can get a lot done if you're a vocalist, or if you are a singer-songwriter, you really don't sing but you just want a clean sound, or if you are a pro singer and you really want to do a professional recording that you're going to release on iTunes and any other digital market. Get the blue baby bottle, especially if you're on a really tight budget. It's a really versatile mic. It's good for singers, it's good for rappers, it's good for female artists, it's good for male artist vocals. If you are in gospel, it's a good gospel mic. It's a good R&B mic. It's a good hip hop. It's really versatile. You could do a lot with it. The next thing that you need is a really good preamp. The preamps that I'm using is the Art Pro MPA II. Alright, so the Art Pro MPA II is a tube preamp. The thing about tube preamps is you can change the tubes in the preamps. So even if you get kind of a low budget preamp, which I had for years, I had a Behringer preamp for years, and you can actually change the tubes to make it sound better. So you can manipulate your tube preamps to what you want it to be. But this preamp, without manipulation, has kind of proven to be a really solid preamp. This preamp captures the low end. So say if you have, for my example, I have a blue baby bottle that captures the high end of my vocals, very crispy and all that. Then I use the Art Pro MPA II to capture the mids and lower end really well. So it gives you that balance, all right? It gives you that balance, and I love the Art Pro. It's really good. Also, I do have another preamp, the Focusrite Octopre. All right, with the Focusrite, it's a solid state preamp, so there's no tubes in it, which is good. It's very versatile. It's more of a versatile preamp than the Art Pro. The reason I say that, you have different features where you could it will capture either the low end or it will give you more of a crispy sound. So you can manipulate that to kind of and adjust it to be what you want it to be. I love this preamp. I think it's a very good professional preamp. Third thing that you need to have a professional sounding home studio is a really good interface. For years I used the M-Box by DigiDesigns when DigiDesigns was a thing. Now they're called Avid. Now I use the Behringer Uphoria. I've just purchased it within the last year, and it's proven to be a really good, solid interface. It comes with Midas preamps as well, so I'm getting the solid state preamps along with the Art Pro 2 preamps. So it gives you a really good, solid pro sound, along with the Blue Baby bottle. All right. Fourth thing that you need to get a pro sound out of a home studio is not going to be necessarily recording software. I am going to say the fourth thing that you need is going to be your plugins. All right, your plugins. I'll probably get a lot of flack on this, and I'll take it, whatever. But it's my belief that the recording software that you use really doesn't matter, because you got to think you have a good mic. If you have a good mic, if you have a good preamp, if you have a really good interface, then the software that you're using doesn't make a difference of how it sounds. It just doesn't. Everything else is what matters. Now, to kind of top it off, or the icing on the cake, as you could say, is going to really be the plugins that you're using. If you just stick with the stock plugins of the software that you are using, so say for an example, if you do use Pro Tools, and you're just only using the stock plugins that Pro Tools provides, you're not going to get the best out of your sound. The different plugins produce more quality. It gives it a better quality just by the way it's being processed, by the way the sound is coming out. It's going to give you a 10 times better quality than your regular stock plugins. Not to say stock plugins aren't good and useful, not to say that you cannot create a really good song with stock plugins. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is you could get more out of your song if you actually had different plugins, like your EQ plugins, like your compressions, like your reverb, things like that. Everybody's plugin sounds different. So you can have a different sound from anybody if you are using other plugins, other companies' plugins, like Lexicon, like Wave plugs. Even for your vocalists who use autotune, and I do suggest using autotune, sidebar, invest in other plugins. All right, so now the final thing that you need to have a professional sound is your voice. Your voice. Your voice. Your voice is the most pivotal thing that makes your sound great, okay? And I really want to emphasize this because people think, oh, if I have all this gear, if I have $1 million studio or a multi-$1,000 studio, then I'm going to produce some of the most amazing music anybody could ever hear. That's just simply not true. I've seen music come out of studios that sound, $1 million studios that sound like trash. And it's because people don't put in the time and the effort to hone in on their skills. Whether it's the singing, whether it's the instrumentation, it just bugs me to no end that people don't want to even rehearse. Just even if you have a song and you rehearse it maybe a few days before you know you're going to the studio, and you make it sound good through rehearsals or rehearsing, and then when you get to the studio, then it will sound better. All right, so going to the studio and just winging it doesn't really work anymore. It just doesn't. All right, number 5 is your voice, is your talent. Whatever that talent is. If you are a piano player, if you are a violinist, if you are a bass player, guitar player, if you are a drummer, you have to make sure that you play your instrument well. All right. Your instrument is pivotal to how your record will sound. Period. You can have 1 through 4 that I just mentioned, but if your vocals are trash, your song is trash. All right. So I'm telling you, work on your vocals. That's number 5. That's most important. Work on your vocals. That's going to get people to really hear you out. And even if your sound is not really there, if your vocals are there, people are willing to give you a listen. People are willing to hear you if your vocals are there. If you have bad vocals on top of a bad sound, nobody's going to want to listen to your music. That's just a fact. All right. So this is your boy Aaron. I'm signing out. Peace.
'Cause we ain't gonna tell nobody.